sounded super dry right now. Kreisberg. Fuck.
Jew to Jew.
Yeah, Kreisberg, right?
Kreisberg.
That's what we're going to call this podcast.
You just made it more Jewish. You just made it more Jewish.
So we go Jew to Jew.
And the song is, do we have a title for the song?
Jew.
We'll work on that later.
Okay.
Okay, guys.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
I'll yell action.
Yeah.
I do titles last.
Okay.
Every song. Remember we had this problem with music?
Yes, I do remember that now, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And action.
All right. Hi, Jen.
Hi, Harry.
We are here at Apollo Studios in Toronto recording a song for the show Amplify. And I'm Harry Knazen, and I am the producer and sound engineer for today. And this is Jen Kreisberg.
Close enough.
And yeah, we've been tracking some crazy, awesome vocals all day. And I just wanted to ask a little bit about the composition, conception, just the whole process behind this song, if you would care to share.
The process behind this song. Well, I started off with the topic, which was the Tuscarora War, and what stimulated, wrong word, but what caused the migration of some Tuscaroras north to join the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, and also what ties us all together today, which is music and songs.
Mm-hmm.
And so in terms of building the track, it starts off with one lone woman
Right.
singing, and she's sort of calling everybody, ancestors and everybody today. Her voice is sort of the bridge between all of that. And then the other women, the other stack of voices join in with her.
Okay.
And that is aunties and community and everybody singing together. So the whole point of doing these big vocal stacks is to emulate community singing.
Right, which I love. I love when like a technical aspect of a song, like layers of vocals, can actually have a like symbolic or conceptual underpinning, which I was, as we've been recording, I was kind of picking up on something there, but I didn't know quite what it was. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So far we've just been layering all these women together to make the community, and I think we're gonna in a bit expand even more on the community with some harmonies. Do the harmonies represent something different than the
harmonies represent the South.
Okay.
That's something that we do in the South and in my family.
The harmonizing thing.
Yeah. And I grew up singing with a group called ULALI.
Okay.
And we were known for our harmonies.
Right.
Traditional based songs with harmony.
Okay.
Which we get from our family and from our community down south.
Okay. Cool. And unless it's part of my ignorance in advance, but what we're doing here is more just like chanting, like nothing we're doing here is specifically linguistic, right? It's more just...
Right now we're doing vocables. The additional parts I'll do at the end, they're going to have Tuscarora language.
Okay.
And counterparts.
And for those of us who don't know, can you, me being one of those people who doesn't know, can you tell me a little bit more about like that language and its origins?
It originates with it's just the language of my ancestral people, the Tuscarora people, and it's an Iroquoian language, as the overculture likes to. For some reason,
why does it get put in? Why do you put it in quotes like that with that voice?
For some reason, they've sorted people by linguistic groups instead of by the land they occupy.
I see.
Which I don't understand what the scientific thing was behind that, but that's what happened. And so it's an Iroquoian language, and that's really it.
Okay.
Oh, the lyrics talk about ancestors and having the music sort of amplify our connection to our ancestors and to each other today.
Cool.
It's sort of like a bridge between worlds. It's really simple.
Amazing.
It's universal. Everybody's moved by
I like it.
music.
Well, and that's why I'm already, I mean, we haven't even got to the linguistic part yet, and I'm already moved by it.
Yeah.
So it clearly is saying something.
It's a tongue twister.
When we get to the actual lyrics, you mean?
Yeah, but it'll be good.
I'm sure. I don't doubt that. And then, so in terms of so those are all the acapellas we've been doing, and then we kind of have this beat, which is a mixture of a few different layers.
Correct.
Right? A drum that you recorded at home, like at a studio in Connecticut.
Yes.
And then we recorded a smaller version of that drum today, is that correct? Yeah, so we have a layer of that in there, and then we have a few other layers just to make it even more powerful.
The drum we recorded today is from here. Somebody's drum from here. My friend Michelle.
Okay, thanks, Michelle.
St. John.
Good job.
But the drum at home
right.
is a slightly different size of the same drum.
Okay. And what's that drum called again for those of us
Just
who
a
don't
hand
know?
drum.
No name beyond that?
No name beyond.
Okay, cool. Well, it sounds great, and it was fun to
Just
record.
a basic hand drum.
Cool. Yeah, so, and then in terms of the structure of the song, you were saying, like, it starts out with a lone woman, and then she's joined by her community.
Yep.
And
her homies.
And then a round sort of starts to happen, or?
Yeah, that'll come in at the end, and, because that's what I hear. That's the other thing. I just have to do what I hear.
Yeah.
And the song sort of writes itself and guides itself,
right,
and that's what
so
I heard
cool.
for this.
Cool.
It's really that simple.
And is that even, would you say that's like, was that just during the writing process, or is that even continuing through today, like where you're just going to let what sounds right guide you?
That was already the plan
when
I was composing. But what'll guide me today is where exactly to bring it in.
Okay.
Because now that we've changed the tempo and
right.
it'll
yeah.
whatever sounds right to my ear in the moment.
Yeah. Cool. Are you feeling good at the new tempo? Are you liking it?
I'm getting used to it.
You are, okay.
I'm
nice.
getting used to it.
So now that we've talked about it, we can dive into all the percussive stuff we're doing. Including this. Just give you a sense. We wanted to make sure the drum sounded really thick and roomy, but not with too much decay, so it won't get in the way of the harmonies of the song.
Yep.
Harmonics of the song, rather.
Big booty drum.
Great, so yeah, comes in with just this at first, the way we have it structured, and then so what happened here is Jen sang a few drone notes for me that I've sort of stitched together, so we constantly have this underpinning of the root of the song, which
Keeps you in tune,
but also, I mean, beyond that practical purpose, I feel like it just gives the song like an atmosphere for me. That combined with the drum is like
those are ancestral voices.
There you go. Cool.
That's what those represent.
That makes sense. And which makes sense is why they bring us in, they start it, right?
And we want a nice, easy, long fade into those.
For sure. And then we have our first woman come in.
The woman who calls everything.
Now we get even bigger. Essentially, 8 other tracks doing the same thing for now until we get to the harmonies.
We're just bringing it to life. We're just bringing the oral vision to life and trying to bring our ancestor story to life through song. And in a good way. There's a lot of pain there, but this is the antithesis of that. This is like medicine for that.
Like the catharsis.
Yeah, and to heal.
Yeah.
It's for medicine. It's for medicinal purposes.
I find it quite medicinal to be recording.
Sometimes if it's just one voice doing everything, it can get a monotone effect without enough depth or
variety.
But for this one, that's the choice.
I think it's a good choice. I think it's working well, because I feel like, at least what I'm thinking in terms of how we're going to mix it, we want it to feel like one woman as many women almost, right? Like it's going to be clear it's all your voice because it sounds like you, but you were saying it's supposed to feel like a family or community rather than often when you do harmonies and stuff, you're trying to intentionally mix it to make it sound like one person, but we're going the opposite route a little bit, right?
Completely different. Yeah, this is more of a community sound.
You happy with how everything's sounding so far?
So far.
So
Yeah,
far.
well,
Uh-oh.
we'll
That was
see.
like a so far ... Yeah, I think so far so good.
Yeah, I have no
Let's-
complaints. So
Okay, good. Awesome. Well, as always, it's a pleasure working with you, and let's get back to work.
All right.
Cool.
Let's do this.